2.
Turn off my volume and my camera.
And we're on.
Hello! Welcome to another evening of Dungeons and Dad Jokes, where it is very common that we have technical difficulties. Although, this time it's not really our fault. So,
It's all our fault.
like most of the world, they're having a little bit trouble loading our characters tonight. If you are new to us, be sure to subscribe so you can join in the chat, because as far as I know, YouTube is working. So, hey, join in the chat. Some of us are watching. She finally got her character. And yeah, I know. So, what's happening over the next couple weeks? I'm going to change locations because I have to travel to Ohio. We are going to, let's go ahead and try to plan on playing. We'll see how it goes. Bear with us. And this weekend is Out West Comic Fest, right? Out West.
Oh my gosh, Jen,
Every time I think, okay, I can look it up. Just do your thing.
Out West Comic Fest.
Okay, Out West Comic Fest. Every time I say it, I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Out West Comic Fest will be up in Ina. Be sure to check our website, dndaddjokes.com, so that you can get more information about it. It is a free comic fest up there. I will be running a game, so check that out. The first weekend of November is AcadeCon. No.
First weekend of November is the Anime Fest in Frankfurt.
Anime Fest in Frankfurt. You can also check that link there. Second weekend of November is AcadeCon, and that's in Dayton. So check those out on our website. You can get more information on those links and be directed to purchase tickets if tickets are required. So check those out. Is there anything else?
Oh my gosh.
Obviously something.
Yeah. She's having a lot of issues with her D&D Beyond.
My D&D Beyond has me at level 10.
Oh, shnikes! What the heck?
Are you sure you clicked on the right character?
Evangeline.
All right, go buy your paper level 13 and we'll fool around with it later.
How would you... What?
She has had issues ever since one of the major updates. And it was right before. No, it was right before 2024. Yeah. Yes. I think it was the Astral Sea one. Oh my gosh, whatever that one was.
My D&D Beyond has been messed up
ever since.
Yeah, I've got like 30, 40 characters and none of mine are messed up.
Yeah, Rock just messes up frequently.
Anyway, fine for me.
User error.
I don't allow problems
though. This is not one of them. All right. So we're going to continue onward. Use your paper sheet. We'll figure it out later.
I'll be right back.
Likewise.
She's going to step outside so she can scream at the moon. All right. So this is episode 85, and it is entitled Shadows of the Past. And I'm going to read what happened last week, which I actually wrote more than I thought I would because I didn't think that much happened, but apparently. All right. So last week, as the group discussed where to go next, Evangeline checked her book for information about Yashul, finding only that it was listed as the newest old city. Realizing that Charmant was not far, Forsyth changed them all into clouds, and they traveled to visit Strolduk. They landed outside the city and split up once they were inside. Evangeline visits the small temple of the Order of Truth and meets High Priestess Aaliyah. Asked her to send a message to Priest Rockdiff in the Dirk Hall, and later confirmed that the message was indeed sent by looking through her little crystal ball. She then travels to the Marble Pillar Tavern to meet up with the rest of the party, and while she waits, she learns about Strolduk's former activities had ceased to happen. He hadn't thrown a party in a while. Kadeth follows Fix, and they begin to search out the various members of the Jagged Dream within the city. 3 of them. One seemingly in the palace, one in the Black Mountain Inn, and the third as an apprentice to the blacksmith Broden. When approached, the apprentice provides a location and time where they could meet more privately. And when they do, he shares about the attack of the ethereal creatures and that they have now gone quiet, and also about Stroduck's recent lack of activity. Fix then gives him a small piece of obtainium and some tips on how to work with the metal and dismisses him. Fix and Kadath then leave to meet up with the rest of the group. Forsyth takes to the air and scouts out the city. Seeing 2 major sections with bridges that cross the crevasse between them, he also studies the foliage outside of the city for future use of travel. He lands on the marble pillar to meet up with the rest of the group and sees 3 people enter into the palace by a well-concealed secret door. Deciding to look into the palace further, he finds a window and begins his search. Inside the palace, he passes through a couple of barracks and eventually follows a servant. After snatching some cheese and wine, he ends up finding the main dining hall where the queen and Stroduck seem to be having a meal. Listening in on the conversation, he discovers the queen's interest in romantic relations with Stroduck. However, he takes the first opportunity to leave. Forsyth then makes his way back out of the palace to meet up with the rest of the group. The group decided to head to Stroduck's house before he should return. The guards and the servants recognize the party and invite them to wait in the sitting room. While waiting, Fix and Evangeline pull out the body of Gera, remove the nanite spine, and find armor. They also ask the servant about a possible list of guests in his most recent party. When Stroduck does return, he confirms that the chalice had been taken during his last event and provides that invited guest list. When questioned about the visit to the palace, he informs them the queen has taken a fancy to him and has called upon him for his company, much to his dismay. When they investigate the vault and the stand where the chalice had been held, Forsyth and Evangeline see a mechanical trap that was intentionally messed up to malfunction. Stroduck informs the group that he did have a machinist from Key, Kevin Thornberry, aid in the trap's construction. Fix recognizes the name as one that the Jagged Dream has worked with on occasion. With this information, they decide to head to Key before continuing to the Great Slab. Evangeline messages Gavian and learns that he is currently at home, but he also informs her that Arias, Fix's mother, has headed northeast to investigate the possible return of dragons. Forsyth uses the nearby foliage to transport the group straight to the Trenson estate. Foliage. I'll never say it right. I just
Filolio.
Filolio.
Foliage?
No, that's a city.
The
Oh,
bushes.
Filodo?
Filodo.
Yeah, back years ago, the George Bush, the first, had to get rid of the dogs at the White House because they were chasing the quails and peeing on the bushes.
All right. Continuing onward.
Well then.
With that bit of information, you show up at the Trenson estate. Things seem rather quiet here. Not much is happening. You know that the wards are down. Gavian is here somewhere, or at least he said he was. And he has said it's been fairly quiet, so. Do you head on in? Or do you do other things? Okay.
Mm.
Just checking. Don't want to rush ahead of you.
Sorry, I've not gotten much sleep and I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
Sleep? What's that?
So we head into the Trenson estate. As you walk in, do you hear some coughing coming up the stairs?
I'll look up.
After a moment, you will find the Jennifer that was downstairs coming up from downstairs. She sees you. She gets a little panicked look.
As soon as I
Why
hear the
so?
coughing, I'm gonna
Oh,
fade into the dark, the
Okay,
shadows.
that's fine. Forsyth disappears.
why so apprehensive, Jennifer?
Jennifer number 3.
Jennifer number 3. She will say, forgive me, my lord. She attacked me unprovoked. She is not there anymore.
Who is she?
Fune.
How long ago?
I couldn't tell you for sure. I woke up just a little bit ago.
Did she say anything?
She stops for a minute. She kind of reaches for her neck and she kind of scratches. She's got a collar on, so you can't really see her neck, but she kind of scratches. She says, yes. She said, you will, that I was to show you this to you.
How long ago did she disappear?
We're not sure yet.
I don't know.
Within the last, I'm guessing, hour. It depends on if she
Probably.
was knocked out by a spell or just brute force.
Okay.
About this time, you kind of hear Gavian kind of running across the upper level and down the stairs.
So what are
I'm
you
going
supposed to
to,
show me? Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to beat feet up to the roof.
Okay. You head up to the roof. You're up at the roof. You don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I'll keep a watch looking through the. Actually, I'm going to shift into the giant eagle, take to the air, and do circles
Okay.
around the estate
All right.
using that wonderful vision of a giant eagle.
Okay. All right. You can do that. Jennifer will step forward and she'll say, she'll reach up and she'll kind of pull her collar. And she pulls her collar down and you see a very dark kind of ring around her neck, like she was choked with something. And when she shows you that, everybody in the room will hear Fune's voice say, "Thanks for your mercy. I'm not as kind. I've work to do before I see you again, unless you take care of him for me."
Now the question is who is him?
Well, who do we know that her and or her sister have been involved with that she may hold a grudge against?
Strollbuck?
Any others?
Balsharoon?
Who's the guy that disappeared on them in the battle?
Devakri.
Yeah, that's another him.
I don't see it being Devakri, but maybe.
I definitely don't see it being Balsharoon at the moment.
Unless she's resentful for what he did to her.
Yeah, but I don't think she's foolish enough to go up against him by herself, no matter how powerful she is.
I mean, many people would say that even as a group, we're foolish to go up against a god.
Yeah.
For now.
At least we have the backing of multiple other gods when we decide to make that happen.
We have their favor, yes.
Yeah. Well, their favor
but they're not
can go
going
a long
to.
way.
They're not going to stand toe to toe with him when it happens.
You never know.
Not when they have minions like us.
But
to
either
take care
way,
of it.
either way, we've got a lot more advantages than she would have by herself.
Perhaps.
But is there? Who else is there?
Those are the only ones I can think of.
Who was it that are in the five? Those 5 people.
Of those that are left alive, I think it's Stroll Duck and our guest.
No, it's Stroll Duck, Reneo, who is your guest, and Harak,
Isabella.
Isabella Harak, who
Ah.
Forsyth gave the snowflake term to.
Hmm.
I wonder. Let's go visit our guest. I'm gonna head down.
Okay.
Was he there?
Yeah. So sitting in the corner, minding his own business.
I
Not
figured I'm
saying
picking
anything.
up no movement in the trees and paths.
Nope. Nothing
and
out of the
non-paths.
ordinary.
Okay.
Did you enjoy the show?
I mean, I haven't decided yet.
When she cast the spell, or some sort of message spell, did she speak the words out loud?
She did not.
Any idea who she's going after?
I would only be guessing.
Well, guess.
Guess away.
Well, it could be any of the people that traveled with Lady Guerra. It could be apparently Velsharoon, who she was to break a bond with. Could be anybody that worked with Lady Guerra.
I think it's going to be someone more personal, something more personal than that. Meta question. When she
Yeah.
said, unless you take care of him for me first, or whatever it said,
Mhm.
did it sound more like if you find him and take care of him, or you already have him if you take care of him?
Sounded more like you already have him.
So she's in that case likely talking about Reneo.
Or Ishudo.
Or a Shudo, although I feel like a Shudo is a little less likely.
Kira's personal guard. She could hold him responsible for her sister's death, allowing it to happen.
But at the same time, how much did she like her sister?
Probably less than she thinks.
It felt like she seemed a little more relieved finding out about her sister. That could have just been me reading into it, but I don't know.
But many people still harbor this sense of familial honor and justice for their slain kin,
True.
whether they like them or not.
True.
It wasn't until recently I liked many of my siblings, but I still wouldn't have allowed such a thing to happen.
Yeah. It's fair.
And some of them are still in question, but I'll look to Reneo. She had the opportunity to kill you. Did she even look at you?
She did.
What'd she do, or say, or gesture?
She just scowled. I mean, to be fair, she tried to kill me once before.
I'm surprised she didn't try again.
Doesn't sound like he's the target.
And I don't
true.
know that it was her or the entity that was within her.
Your guess is as good as mine on that.
Well then, thank you. I'll be sure to send down extra bread or something.
Thanks.
Where's the Shudo right now?
After what took place, you guys never went back for him, but Kosha would have probably taken him to the city council and spoke of his part in things to the best of her knowledge. So he's probably under the city building, basically, where Gidna was for a time.
Okay. Do you think we should go pay him a visit, Kadath?
Not a bad idea.
All right. I will start heading that way. When I exit the dungeon, after everyone leaves and I close the door, I'll look to the one of the Jennifers and I'll be like, get him a pauper's meal at least.
Very well. We'll see to it.
And then head to the city guard or wherever it would be.
All right. Fix is heading to the city guard with Kadeth, I'm assuming. Forsyth, you're flying overhead, still keeping an eye out, or are you?
Yeah,
aiming
because I
back
want
in
to
the
check
house?
the
Okay.
path. I want to check the path to the city from the Trinston Estate.
Oh, Trinston Estate is pretty much almost in the center of city, although it is
Right.
a set of residences and whatnot. The underground is kind of underneath, so
Right.
you can check those paths if that's what you're
I
thinking.
will. Yeah, I will check
Okay.
whatever paths I can.
Okay.
Just flying concentric circles going outward.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception.
Okie dokie. Perception. 16.
16.
Oh wait, I get advantage.
Yeah, because of your keen eyes.
Because you're a birdie.
That's better. 28.
That's much better. All right, as you're flying around, you see, it is not Fune, but you see a couple of people. You don't recognize them, but you can recognize a deal because you've been there.
Yeah, the art of the deal.
Yep, the art of the deal. And you see a couple of people definitely exchanging money for item and probably something rare and black market and not
Illicit.
yeah.
I'm going to quietly go behind or to the nearest alley to them
Okay.
and I'm going to change shape into a half elven form.
Okay.
In other words, I drop the eagle and then take on a half elven and change my robe around a little bit, pull the cloak up and all that, and
Okay.
just quietly walk towards them.
Okay. All right. As you
How
walk.
quietly, you might ask? Pass without
Well, that's
trace.
true. You cast pass without a trace. Oh, great.
Oh yeah.
All right. What's your stealth? Because you are then definitely being stealthy.
Okay, that is 35.
Holy shnikes. They do not even. They don't stand a chance. As you get a little closer, you notice that they're not amateurs, but they're definitely not like cream of the crop going on here.
I'm not an amateur either.
It seems you definitely have more skill than they do. It seems like that it's just a pouch of money is being exchanged for what looks like a small gilded mirror is what it looks like, and it is got some jewels on it. It's a costly mirror. You're not sure about magical value or anything like that, but it's just price alone of jewels is pretty nice.
Okay. Where do they put? Do I see where they put the bag and the mirror?
Yeah. The one guy takes the pouch and slides it inside his like coat jacket. There's probably an inside pocket in there. The other person takes the mirror and just slides it down into one of his bags.
Okay. When they separate, I will first follow the one with the bag.
Okay. The coinage or the mirror?
The coinage.
Okay. All right. You can follow him.
I will attempt to lift it. I will walk up behind him.
All right.
Just past him, make a trip, and attempt to take it from him as I hit him.
All right. Go ahead and roll me your sleight of hand.
33.
Oh, geez, he doesn't stand a chance. All right. As you walk by, you kind of bump into him, and he's like, "Oh, sorry," and you manage to lift the bag. It's pretty weighty.
Right. I will just hide it for now. And
Okay.
I'm sorry, sir. It's clumsy of me. I think I don't know where I'm going. Which way's the nearest inn?
Oh, you'll want to go over to the oily, what do I call it? The oily cat, oily quill. Da 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 da, and he'll give you directions.
Okay. I will start walking off, hopefully in the other direction from him.
Okay. Yep.
To find the other man.
And he will take off. Doesn't take you too long to find the other man. They're not walking very fast because they don't want to draw attention to themselves or anything.
Right.
You know? So it doesn't take you too long to find the other man. You gonna do the same thing?
Oh yeah, but I'm only gonna get a 17 for sleight of hand this time.
I'm gonna have to roll on that one. If it's a ridiculous number, I won't roll because, you know, they don't have a chance. So why bother? But at
Totally
a 17,
Yeah.
nope, that was double force. So
44?
nope.
Wow.
44. Yeah, I wish it worked like that. I'd be rolling in the dough.
So the mirror comes out of his.
The mirror
possession?
comes out of his possession, and you slide it down into the bag. It seems to be wrapped. He's like wrapped it up in like a little cloth and protect it, you know. So, and you slide it down into one of your bags.
Making the world a safer place, one pickpocket at a time.
One pickpocket at a time. All right.
And I will just hold on to the items until I can get back to the Trinson estate and we're not busy doing other things.
All right.
But I will just keep walking down the street from here.
Okay, you just keep walking. Nothing out of the ordinary that you see necessarily. So, just townspeople doing their thing. Evangeline, Fix and Cadeth head out of the house to head toward the jail. Gavian comes up to you, gives you a little kiss, says hi because he would be remiss not to. What do you want to do? You heard the exchange and everything with the message.
Use my orb.
Okay.
And and look in on Fune.
Okay. You take the orb and you look in on Fune. At first, you don't even feel a pulse. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But as you start to really concentrate, you feel a very faint pulse under your fingers. And you start to focus in. And you begin to see a 13-year-old girl that is both shadow and solid. It's like she's in between. Kind of running through what looks to be the Castle Aventur, from what you remember of Castle Aventur. And she's just kind of running about, laughing, having a grand old time. Every so often she'll dart through a wall. You follow her, and she'll dart through a wall. And just be running around all over the place. There's some servants that are like, chasing her down. Mistress Funet, chasing her down, and it's time for your bath or whatever, like she is just, she's kind of wreaking havoc in the estate.
I forgot about something.
Oh yeah, you wanted to look into something. And you just kind of watch this chaos ensue for a little bit, and as you get pulled back out of that crystal, because it's not taking you anywhere, as you get pulled back out of that crystal, you see a large shadow kind of in the corner of Funet's bedroom. Like it ends up in her bedroom, and you see a large shadow in the corner of her bedroom just as you kind of get pulled out of that crystal orb, and you're out.
How can we take her serious when she's so Funet?
Okay. Did the shadow look familiar that was in the corner at glance?
Roll me perception. Kadeth, did you want to look in? I vaguely remember you saying you wanted to look into the
Yeah, I was
throne room.
gonna. My plan was to look through.
Okay.
To do the scrying thing with the.
Okay.
But like as soon as we got back, so.
Well, we can either retcon it, or you can just hold on a second, Fix, and just do it right now.
Okay. We can do that.
Okay. Evangeline, what'd you roll?
24.
24. With a 24, as you're pulling back and the vision is fading and it's looming up, almost like it's almost floor to ceiling, it starts to fall back down a little bit, and there are very familiar qualities to this shadow.
Like the one that was at the Trinston estate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take that, and that, and that too.
What are they barking at?
I don't know. Kadeth.
Shadow.
A shadow, apparently.
Wouldn't be that surprising.
All right. Where do you want to?
Daddy's home.
Oh, gotcha. Had to take Alex to work. Right. So, all right, Kadeth, you pause to look into the crystal to scry onto the throne room.
Yeah.
Okay. You take a moment and get yourself in there, and you start looking. You see the throne room. it looks like, from you looking at it, it looks like the servants are picking up a mess. Like somebody's gone through here, pulled tapestries off the wall, pushed over tables. Somebody's thrown a right old temper tantrum.
Okay, I was gonna say, does it look like temper tantrum or look like the house was tossed?
No, it looks more like anger, whirlwind of anger came through.
Okay, does it look like it was in the last hour or in the last day?
It
Or a
looks
couple
like
days?
it was in the last hour.
Okay, so Fune or Devakri, either one could have come there and just tossed stuff around and been upset. And I'm just gonna keep watching for a few minutes,
Okay.
since I know I've got like 10 minutes available. I'll watch for a few minutes and see if I see anybody other than just servants.
After a few minutes, you see that the servants are working on picking everything up. The only people you've seen come in and out are the servants.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Well, then I'll hop back out of it and let everybody know what I saw.
all right. So you relay the information.
Yeah. So it's possible that Fune went back to the castle and
Unless she has some means of significant transportation, I would guess that's Devakri.
it could be, but I mean,
She doesn't seem like the temper tantrum type.
no,
She
but we
seems like
also no, that's true. She doesn't seem like the temper tantrum type, and
he is
he ran away, so who
insolent.
knows what he would do.
And you you stopped us when we're heading out, and after you tell us that, I'll find one of the Jennifers real quick and have her relayed to my. It would probably be Gavian that would probably do this, I would think. Um, to start procurement of Gira's estate.
Good thinking. Let's buy it,
Very well.
and then we can plan on going and doing the other part of that cleanup later.
Yep.
Maybe in between things on the way somewhere.
I told her I was going to do it. I am, if nothing else, a dwarf of my word.
True. All right. Well, back to where we were headed.
Yep.
All right. You're heading to the city building. You get to the city building. Wait, pause. Evangeline, you're out of the crystal. Do you relay any information, or what do you do next?
I will relay what I saw.
Okay.
Just as information.
Interesting.
I'm going to pull out my book.
Okay.
And ink.
All right. All right.
And I'm going to draw.
All right. You're drawing in the book.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. Bye, Evangeline. Nice knowing you.
Drawing in the book with nobody there to watch you. Great.
All right. You kind of hear a Jennifer come up and start speaking to Gavian, and Gavian will kind of sigh, like, I'll work on that. And he kind of whispers to you, like, I got some work to do. Be careful.
I'll acknowledge.
He'll walk away. All right. You guys head to the city building. One of the Zev guard probably will greet you at the door, and they'll say, good evening, Lord Kofik. You here on business?
Does anyone ever come here for pleasure?
Only if there's a party. And there's no party, so I guess not today.
Yeah. Not today, unfortunately. Maybe the next party.
Very well. How might I help you?
I would like to see the prisoner Ishuto that was brought in recently.
Yes. Come. And he will start to walk toward the entrance to the dungeon. You've been down there before. And he'll bark some orders at a few other people who will kind of take up where he was. And he will lead you down there. Toward the back of the dungeon, off to the, I don't know, right side, one of the cells, probably in the middle, you will see Ashuto sitting on a cot, basically. And you're not wearing his armor, not having his swords or his, I think he had a glaive. And when you guys stop in front of the cell, he'll look up, and then he'll take interest because it's, you know, it's not just a guard walking by.
I take it they're treating you well enough for a prisoner?
I guess as well as to be expected.
Better than Gira took care of her prisoners?
She was effective. Well, until recently.
How did you come to be in her employ?
10 years ago, I saved her from something.
Typically, it's the other way around, that they owe you a debt, not you owe them one.
Well, I mean, she asked me to stay on. I did.
What was in it for you? Are you just after a challenge?
I mean, after a challenge, thrill, adventure, watching Royal squirm every time she...
And then there was me.
Then there was you.
Well, then there was us.
Yeah, we didn't exactly squirm.
True.
Is that what got her so hot and bothered, that we didn't just bow to her feet and praise her whatever?
I mean, I wouldn't call it praise, but yeah, you seem to, everything that she was planning on doing or tried to do was just thrown back at her or completely ignored. Yes, that made her hot and bothered.
How did you feel about it?
I mean, it was fun at first, watching her get hot and bothered. Because like I said, when royals squirm. But then it just became a nuisance. She got
Ask my
reckless.
family. I'm good at being a nuisance.
Yeah.
Any idea why Fune wants you dead?
Oh, I know not. Probably of all of us, I'd probably be the least likely to be killed.
Who do you think would be the most?
Honestly.
I prefer honesty.
Probably Gara.
But she is dead.
No.
So who's the second likely?
Or is there someone else that she would be interested in killing?
Well, there was this gentleman from many years ago. His name was King Humi.
Who, me?
I know.
Who you?
Weird last
Who,
name,
me?
huh? Okay, I didn't make it up. I mean, it's right here. King Humi.
Why would she want him dead?
I think she blames him for part of her path.
Why is that?
Because she don't want to blame herself.
He guided Gara spiritually.
Huh. Where can this who me be found?
Oh, well, he's in, as far as I know, he's in White Lake. If he's still alive.
Joyful Town.
Last I heard, his son's getting married
To whom?
Or who, me?
to a lower noble. I think her name is Brienne or something like that.
She's no noble. She's a pretentious
You're
brat.
not there. Are you? Or were you there?
Well, if you're relaying via
If you're still
the
flying.
link,
I don't know. I
he's
sent you.
responding as he's walking back to the estate. It's like, what?
What Fix would probably be doing is, as we're talking over the link, being like, "Do any of you know King Humi?" And then,
Yeah.
second question will be like, "Do any of you know of a lower noble by the name of Brienne?"
Yeah.
Okay,
She ain't no noble.
Where are they from?
White Lake. How do you
White
know
Lake.
A lot
that?
of great
Forsyth?
people come from White Lake. Brienne is not one of them.
Wait, wait, Fune wants to kill this King Humi?
That is what the Shudo is claiming.
Do they not feel that it's enough torture for him to marry Brienne?
Well, it's his son that is getting married to her.
Oh,
So maybe he's
who is
torturing his
Brienne?
yeah,
son.
but bringing her into your family is not
Oh.
going to be a pleasant experience. Trust me on this.
Well, why don't you tell us who she is first?
She's my sister.
Oh, that makes things interesting.
You hear
And who is
piping
this?
up across the feed. You have a sister?
Not that I want to, but I
Is this
do.
And who is this King Humi?
He rules White Lake.
Yeah, he
And
thinks
its
he rules
surrounding
White Lake.
area.
Well then,
He's pretentious too, but not like Brienne.
I suppose we have a little bit more in common than we once thought. Forsyth.
True, pretentious sisters.
Family that causes us grief at times.
Why do you think I left home?
Well, sounds like we might have to go back. Or you have to go back and we have to go there.
It might be fun at that.
Any
Not
enemies
for
at
her.
home that we may have to deal with?
Well, you've heard of Golden Child?
The movie?
I don't think that it has come out
Concept.
on.
That would be a
concept of
play,
Golden Child.
not a movie.
Isn't his name Kofik?
It's a major illusion. Yeah, she's she's definitely number one in the family.
Interesting. Well then.
So yeah, we can go back, but I am probably going to let's put it this way. I'm not going to want them to know I'm there.
We need not let them know.
Yeah. But she has abilities too,
Such as.
but not like I do. But I think if her abilities were exposed, it might ruin her. So
What sort of
this could be
abilities are
fun.
you speaking of?
Well, you've seen me change shapes before.
Yes, but you said
People
hers are
don't
not
like
like yours.
changelings. People don't like changelings.
Yeah,
They don't trust them.
true.
Of course, nobody trusts Brienne, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
But we definitely can cause some discomfiture.
Well, it'd be interesting.
At
Looks
the
like we
least.
have a trip to take.
Oh, Joy, going home.
Time to meet your family.
All right.
Yeah.
We met everybody else's.
What direction is White Lake?
One Direction. Sorry, I could not resist that one.
It is to the east.
Yeah, I'm bringing up the map now.
Almost to the Clock of Kala. I mean, it's pretty far east.
White Lake. So between the Jagged Wastes and Piccola.
Picala.
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 Mickey knows.
Picala.
Northeast or
right here.
northwest of where
Yeah.
Shaji was.
In the boonies.
North of Filolio.
Yep, pretty much.
Some ruins near there.
Halfway between Filolio and the Great Slab.
Do I feel like that direction is the direction my mother has gone into?
It's possible, but it is
not
it's
there,
possible,
but in that general direction.
But in that general direction, yeah.
Okay.
And trust me, the lake is not as wide as they say.
No.
Not quite brackish because there is a river running through it, but
gets its white from its foam. And other such things.
All right, so I got to show you guys this. I printed this for a friend.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cute.
I
love
it. Nice.
So I'm gonna put it.
Can I get me one of them? It's a long trek to White Lake. I would recommend. I don't have the ability to transport us there, so either we can get someone to do that, or we can wind walk or cloud walk.
I mean, it is south of Yashul and the Great Slab and whatnot.
Yeah, so we can get near there, but I don't have any. I don't have any reference points currently.
Picala. There's a rumored some teleportation circle.
I'd recommend before we go, we rest up. If for no other reason than I need to mentally prepare myself for going back there.
Well, if we went to Picala first, we could fly from there and be rested a little bit.
Evangeline.
Yes.
Roll me a wisdom check. Not a save. Just to check.
Seven.
7. All right.
Guess it's a trip of 3.
You are
Well, she's gone.
completely entranced. Like a couple of the Jennifers have come by. You vaguely remember them coming by, but you're not really sure what's going on around you. You are totally, almost completely oblivious of your actual surroundings.
Evangeline,
You
what do you think?
you're no longer listening. Although she hasn't disconnected.
Okay.
You no longer are picking up on anything that's coming through. You are totally focused on this drawing. And as you're drawing, you're drawing some kind of a plant-like humanoid creature that seems to have in front of it a bundle of vines. And you're watching as you're drawing this that the creature is doing something to the vines. And it seems to open up the vines and some light shines out. And you notice that this bundle of vines starts to become clear. And like this picture is changing as you're drawing it. These vines become clear and it looks like sphere. And inside the sphere is a light source. And as she's breaking it open, that light source is spilling out. But what you see inside this light source is blue. It looks like a blue starburst.
Oh,
I like the yellow ones better.
similar to
I
what
prefer the red.
similar to what is on the pendant.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name.
Bright sun.
Bright Sun.
I was like, you could dig for your notes, but I'll give it to you. It's bright
I
sun.
was trying to rack my brain and remember. Bright Sun.
Yeah, I thought I smelled something burning.
All the way from Australia.
And I have the key, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yes, I have the key.
Question for you. Do you continue to draw and watch this morph? Or do you pull out? What do you want to do with this? You've recognized this, some things you're like, oh, that's bright sun. Wonder if this has to do with the key. Like, where are you going? What motion are you gonna take, or are you just in a stalemate and you're just sitting there staring at your drawing?
I'm
That
going
seems
to
to
pause,
be coming to life.
kind of come to life, and I'm going to say, Bright Sun. The pendant, the star, the key. I wonder what else is in here. And it's like in my mind, so it will send out.
You hear Evangeline. She hasn't responded to anything you guys have been saying, by the way, but you still feel her present. But you hear her suddenly speak out these words
And
mentally.
it's not an answer to any question.
Nope.
I'll look
And
at
I'm going to
Kadath
look
like.
back at that vine. Do what?
Okay.
I was just say I Fix looks at Kadath like, what the fuck?
Oh. I don't
All right.
understand her any better than you do.
And I'm going to look back and see what that vine is doing, and
Okay.
I'll continue drawing if I feel like I need to draw more.
Okay. You go back to the drawing. She blurted this out, and now she doesn't seem to be responding to you guys again. She goes back to the drawing. What you see is you see this starburst kind of grow until it's a very bright blue light that kind of turns white in a flash. And as you see there, you see a pale skinned baby, very fair. Not pale as in lifeless, but fair skin. Um, little bitty gold tufts, long ears, and you will see the humanoid creature kind of wrap vines around it and pull it close, and you will see it turn, like its back is to you, and it appears to be walking, moving away.
Where are you going?
Do you ask?
Yes, where are you going?
Okay. You will see as moving away. When you say that, you will see in the horizon a city that is pulling forward. And you will see at that city there is a young couple, male and female. They have golden blonde hair, elven. They seem to be waiting. And this humanoid figure places the baby in the woman's arms.
Oh, she got a Cabbage Patch Kid.
She got a Cabbage Patch Kid. I'm just practicing my 80s. Oh no.
Do I recognize any features of the city?
You do not.
Okay.
You've never been there.
No, I've never been there, but I did find out a lot about some things. And Saji.
Well, that's true. But this
I don't
picture
know that
was
I
not
ever
in there.
saw any pictures of cities.
Yeah.
Or not.
I cannot reach you. You should just go lay down. Nope.
I'm going to put my pen to the other side of the paper, the other side of the open book.
Oh, okay. Like
whatever
draw.
side I'm drawing and on the other side.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of write what I see.
Okay.
I'm investigating the book if the book knows anything about this happening.
All right. You will begin to pull from the book. Vona, the Great Mother, how do I want to put this? Vona, the Great Mother, gave charge to the bright sons to raise the betrothed. In the city of Yashlin. I do not want to crush Ice Cube right now, but
And
impulse is hard to
will
control.
kind of verbalize and think she wasn't their biological daughter.
Boy, you guys are just getting little snippets. Whose biological daughter.
What are you talking about?
It's like watching half the Maury Povich show.
Right?
No, you can figure out what's going on More Povich without even watching half of it.
True. 90% are, you are not the father.
You are not the
Well, he
father.
was not the father, and she was not the mother. And from the baby's from her creation, she was to be the bride.
Are you watching Forsyth's sister's creation? That would be a little bit weird.
Not unless her last name is Brightson.
It's the only
No
bride
idea.
that we know of.
We don't know anything about her.
No. However, we do know about the betrothed of the Golden Dragon's son, the Gold Dragon's son. You guys actually know that, even though you probably don't remember it.
Yep.
Sure.
It was part of Tatra's last prophecy.
And I actually investigated it.
That too.
And I have the key. And the key, I believe, according to everything that Tatra said, that I found out from the book and whatnot, she is at the place of tribute to the Gold Dragon. She is locked in that spot. She's locked in that stone or whatever it may be that's there. And we're supposed to let her out and let her be reunited with Clastron, who is the name of the son of the Gold Dragon. See, I don't need my notes. At the foundation stone.
At the Great Slab.
The Great Slab. That's it.
Close enough, I guess. Although there are foundation stones and they're south, not north.
It's somewhere.
Yeah. I'm going to check the picture again. See if there's any more movement.
You glance back at the picture. It seems to hold with the, I guess, Lord and Lady, I don't know, the bright sons holding the new babe.
I'm going to leave the book open. I'm going to pull the card.
The key card?
The key card. Just the key card.
Which door are you opening?
Which door am I opening?
Yeah, go ahead. It's an old joke. It's a key card. I can't help it.
I'm going to put the key card there. I'm going to keep the picture out, and I'm going to pull the orb.
Okay.
And I am going to try to focus in on this orb. I'm going to try to focus in on this child that I just saw being given to the Bright Sons.
Okay. You see
Not knowing what I'm going to get. I don't know if it's going to get past, future, present. I'm just looking.
yeah, you're gonna get glimpses of a young girl happy, having the time of her life. She seems to be doted upon, very loved. Um, every time you see her laughing and giggling and being raised as a young noble woman. Um, at times, you catch glimpses of her sword fighting. It doesn't seem to be like in any kind of battle. She seems to be trained or something like being trained perhaps in sword fighting, and she looks like she's being trained to handle fine motor mechanics almost. You start to really look and you're like, I'm pretty sure those are thieves tools. She's being taught how to pick locks and do some things with some tools.
I don't know about those.
Yep. And and yeah, she seems for the most part, she seems to be being trained not only to defend herself, um, to get out of situations, but she's also being trained to be a young, noble woman of court. You kind of just watch little images like that,
Okay.
and then it stops.
I'm going to look at the key card. Is there any changes with my newfound revelation? Does there seem to be any changes in the key card?
No,
Or is it still just the key is starting to develop?
it's just like the top portion of the key with the tassel. That's it.
And the key that we found as the City of Bones began to move away and was turning back to its crystalline state. I'm going to pull it out. Does it resemble the key on the card?
It looks very, very similar. Yeah.
Okay. We need to go to not the foundation. We need to go to the slab, the great slab. What's the key? You know what? I'll just, unless you know it off the top of your head, what's the god associated with the key card?
Tamara or Tamara.
Tamara. And what do I know?
It's a dragon goddess.
Okay, that's the. I was gonna say, what do I know about her?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she is a dragon goddess.
Kadath was able to say it was a dragon goddess when you guys were looking at it. In the meantime, fixing Kadath.
Yes.
You're there in front of Ashudo. Do you have any other questions?
Why would she want this king who me dead?
She He guided Gara on a path after I met Gara. Guided her down a path of chaos.
Before this path, what was Gira like?
I mean, she was power hungry for sure, but not really chaotic. She definitely got more chaotic afterwards.
Corruption doesn't seem to have been something new for her.
No.
In what way did she become more chaotic?
Gosh.
Was it her goals or her actions?
A little bit of both. Honestly. I mean, she's always wanted power, but she began to seek it in any way necessary. In some ways, little disturbing.
Was it only after this tutelage that she began collecting spines?
You know then. Of course you know. Yes.
Going to be quite honest, that's surprising. It seemed to be something that she would have enjoyed for quite a while, based on her collection.
I mean, 10 years was quite a while, if you ask me.
True. So your hypothesis is that Fune blames this King Humi for her sister's downfall.
Probably. That would be my guess.
Hmm. And why would she think that I have any ties to him to kill him before she can?
Do you have ties to him?
Why would
You know,
she think that I do?
I would have no idea. Look, she may have been the little sister. But there were times that I was more afraid of her than I ever was of Gara.
Hmm.
Just putting that out there.
I think in terms of raw power, you are probably correct. But as powerful as they were, how did you stand next to them? I mean, just no
I
insult, but when you're speaking of powers of the Shadowfell, it's hard to stand next to them as we mere mortals.
Oh, they're mortal. I mean, obviously you killed Gara. We all had our own strengths. Could I best them with steel? Sure. In a one-on-one sword match, I would come out on top every time. And other things, magical, espionage, diplomacy, I paled in comparison. It's how it is with any group, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yes, but how do I put this kindly? I don't keep people around that are dead weight. I'm and I'm watching him to see what his reaction is.
So you want me to serve a purpose?
It makes no sense otherwise.
Well, what purpose do you expect me to serve?
You tell me. For all I know, you could have just been her boy toy.
Well, there was moments. They were fun. Then it'd get weird.
I don't want to know. What crimes have they charged you with?
Um, treason, espionage. They're trying to figure out how to pen me with several noble deaths. I don't think they can, but we'll see.
Treason and espionage is enough to get you a visit with the executioner.
Well, this is true. But right now, I'm the only one they got. Gara's dead. Devakri's gone. Pune's just a servant,
As far as they know, anyway.
as far as they know.
So what do you expect me to do with you? Allow you to be dealt with by the state? What use do you have?
I don't know. How about you tell me what purpose I could serve, and I'll tell you whether or not I can do it.
Don't know just yet. Can you think of anything, Kadath?
At the moment, I don't know.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I believe that, and maybe I'm wrong, and that may come back to bite me, but I believe that you were a stooge. I don't think that you mastermind any of this, and they're going to pin it on you.
Yes.
But you ended the fight once you knew that she was gone, telling me that you had no real loyalty to her, so long as she was not there to be a consequence.
It's a fair assumption. Rather accurate.
Well, for now, until I figure something out or make a decision, make yourself comfortable.
Well, you know where to find me.
Any information you can give us on Devakri?
He has. It is hard to say. He has studied blood magic. He was teaching Gara. He probably won't be seen for some time. And if he goes back to Weirfall, it will be only briefly, and it will be only to grab a few things, a few of his things, if he deems it worthy of the risk.
Where will he go after?
He has another place that he would go to off and on. Hadn't gone there in several years, probably the last 3. Or at least the last 3. Because he never left anywhere. But I have no idea where that's at. I can only assume it's in the Black Riage somewhere. But as far as I know, it could be in the bottom of the ocean for all I know. I have no idea. I only assume the Black Riage because most strange things happen there.
Fair assumption. Okay.
Yeah, not 100% wrong.
Then, thank you. I'll look to Kadath, see if he has anything he wants to add.
Nope.
And then I will leave, stopping by the guard shack or wherever, um, and requesting that he be held and not executed until such time as I can assess the situation.
The guard will say, I'll make record of it. That you wish to have say in this matter.
Thank you. And I'll drop like 50 coins and walk out.
All right. You head back toward the Trinson estate, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Forsyth, you make it back to the Trinson estate. You see Evangeline plop down in the center of the, like at the bottom of the stairs, practically, staring at her book. Evangeline hasn't gone anywhere.
I will tell her,
down.
you okay? You look like you're 100 miles from here.
Yeah. Well.
Yes, he is.
Maybe 1,000.
Okay. So, what's on your mind?
I am going to look at the picture. And I am going to send Forsyth a mental image of the picture.
Okay.
Okay.
You get the picture of a woman and a man, elven, blonde hair, fair skin, holding a baby.
Do I recognize them?
They're doting over the baby. You do not.
Okay.
That baby was given to them by a plant.
Oh, interesting. Cabbage
Humanoid.
Patch Kid.
It's a Cabbage Patch Kid. I was once, no. I will let you, Forsyth, roll me history or religion. Take your pick.
History.
As a druid, could he do nature?
Yeah, I would let you do nature if you wanted to do nature, since she mentioned specifically a plant.
Yeah, nature is actually a +5 for me. The rest are all zeros.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So I
do
got
nature.
a 10.
A 10. Yes. Well, a plant giving a baby. You're not real sure about that. You've heard of dryads. Maybe a dryad.
Right. Possibly.
Or it could be some kind of nature god, goddess, or something powerful enough to be conceived as such, perhaps. You know, there's a lot of strange things in nature, and most of nature is not actually out to get you. And most of them's neutral or good.
Okay. Oh, well, it sounds like you're having an interesting time, but I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'll continue up the stairs. Let me know when you figure it out.
I'll begin placing all of these things in a circle around me.
Okay.
sitting on the floor.
All right.
I'm going to cast Commune,
Okay.
and I'm
That's
going to talk to Denier.
okay.
Because so far, the only one I've talked to in Commune is Denier, so
Right.
I just talked to Severus. And I'm going to ask him, were you at the arena at the beginning?
You will get a little bit of an indignant response. Of course.
Is our goal to seek out and put these cards together? Correct them and put them together.
Yes.
Is the golden haired girl the baby in the picture? Is the key for her?
Yes. All right. As the spell comes to an end, Kadeth and Fix, you walk into the estate and you see Evangeline's spell fading. Kadeth, you recognize right away that this was a commune.
Right. Learn anything interesting?
It's amazing what you can learn when you stop and talk to the gods.
True.
I'm going to touch the key. This key is for this child, and I'm going to put my finger on the picture that I drew of the child, even though I know he can't see it.
Yep. She's pointing at a blank page. This child.
Oh, okay, if you say so. Sure. I'll trust you that there's some kind of child there.
And these, and I'll put my finger on the key card because it's the only one laying out, are what our purpose is supposed to be. The gods want us to complete these.
Well, that went among the others.
But more those as a general idea,
Mm-hmm.
as in the cards themselves. I mean, I think we knew that. We just gotten a little sidetracked lately.
I'll put my finger back on the page. The child is not a bright son by blood.
Who is the child?
She is the betrothed.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me. It's not Fix's sister, is it?
No,
Okay. Okay, good. Thank
she
you.
she
Thank you
is
for
the
saying no.
betrothed that
You meant Forsyth's
Or
sister.
Forsyth, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Forsyth's sister. I think she knew who I meant.
she is the betrothed of Cranston. Is that the right name?
No, you say it different every time you say
Every
it.
time.
Plaston.
Claston,
It's getting almost as bad as fillet of fish.
Fillet of fish.
whom Tetra spoke of. Patra. I corrected myself that time.
Tetris.
Tetris. It's almost like playing Tetris. You gotta get all the pieces in the right order.
Right. So we need to find this person, huh? Is that what you're saying?
I believe she's at the Great Slab.
Well,
I'm going to lay my hand on the orb and just stop for a minute.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, Severus, is it our fate? Do we go to the Great Slab?
Yes.
Will she be there?
Yes.
Do you know the city that's in the background?
Yes.
do you know any other words than yes?
I'm
No.
asking yes or no questions.
He will not respond. Because you only get 3.
I only have 2 more questions.
Yeah, but you only get 3 and you asked 3.
And I asked 3. I'm going to look at the symbol on the card
Yeah.
of Tamara or Tamara or however.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you actually pronounce it.
And just kind of just kind of say in general, I suppose you want us to follow and go to the slab. But do we need to follow Fune first? And I'll set the card down.
You will hear a very soft, rumbling growl. Almost.
Sorry, that's my stomach. I haven't eaten lunch yet. Oh,
Have I ever heard anything like that before?
No. It's a little unsettling.
I'll look back at the card. But you were there.
And you were there. And you were there.
And you set this in motion. All of you. It's just a statement. It's not a question. It's just a statement.
I'm
All
not
of you.
asking a question this time.
Because I'm figuring out that the gods listen.
Well, they have a spy amongst us named Jody.
Well,
And you can be a good god or you can be a bad god.
are you a good witch?
Or a sandwich.
Which would sometimes be a good witch.
Could be a bad witch. But which
Might be
witch
a
you'll
bad
never
witch.
Probably
know.
depends on who made it.
All right. Well, this is where we're going to pause because you guys have some discussions to make and decide where you are. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. And
I was getting ready to say, oh, Senior froze up.
I was pausing.
and we're going to take a bio break. We'll be back in 10. Same.
And we're back.
Hello. We are back. Chuck will be with us shortly. He's in the kitchen.
Didn't get any for me.
I know. Well, I don't think it'll keep long enough to reach Australia. So,
That's cool.
well, you would hope. So, you guys are at the Trenson estate. Evangeline shares some information about what she discovered with the Bright Suns and wanting to go to the Great Slab. You guys know about King Humi at White Lake and Funay, learning from Ashuto that Funay's target may be King Humi. What do you wish to do?
I think we get a rest and we head out towards White Lake. And we'll have a joyous homecoming where we don't tell them that I'm home until we leave. Then we can tell them I'm home.
That sounds about right.
Let me ruin her life before I tell her I'm back.
Don't everybody speak at once.
I think we need to go to the Great Slab.
Well, they're fairly near each other.
They're
As the crow
fairly near
flies.
each other.
Yeah. We could probably go to transport out to Yeshul, go to the Great Slab from there, and then go down to White Lake from there, across the jagged wastes.
Do you have a thought, Fix?
My thought is I don't know what we're supposed to be doing. Everything
We
seems to
haven't
have
known
been
what we're supposed to be doing.
no, and everything seems to have been tied together in one way or another. Even when we go take a detour, it still leads back to the main road somehow.
So, do we? I would ask this of Evangeline. Does it seem as though this is tied to going out to White Lake, the Great Slab?
You are muted.
Because I'm crunching.
Ah.
I'm crunchy too. That's why I stay away from giant's teeth.
I do not get I do not get that feeling.
Okay.
I felt a butt.
I
But
sensed
I could
it.
be wrong.
Okay.
What did you get when you asked about Finet? I think I missed that.
I got a growl.
The question is, which is more time sensitive?
You got a growl?
I got a growl.
I guess the difficult part on that, Forsyth, is we don't know the timetable for the gods. I would think that seeing as we have collected the majority of the items needed for the ritual to bring Valshrun back, that the gods would be satisfied. But it now seems like we're just errand boys and girls.
When
But
I
there's actual
specifically
purpose.
ask, is our goal to complete putting together these cards? The answer was yes.
Hmm.
When I asked if Denier was there at the beginning in the arena, he was a little bit indignant and said, yes, of course.
Well, Daenerys is one of the major gods, so it would be expected that he was there, the same way that Gond was, as well, I believe, the Raven Queen. All the way up to Ao.
I'm just thinking that there's more we could gain by taking care of White Lake first than there is in taking care of the slab first.
Honestly, I think that it's a shot in the dark, one way or the other.
That is
Obviously,
true.
Fix heard him.
I could hear him too, but man, I was concentrating.
Yeah, I missed some of that, but I caught the gist. Okay, let's lay out our options. What are all of our things that we're thinking of that we need to do sometime soon?
We're standing at the bottom of the stairs right now, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
How about this? I'm sure that we have like a conference room with like a giant map, like a war room type thing.
I mean, yeah, you could turn the office into a war room, or you could turn the library into a war room. Either one.
Let's go to the library,
Okay.
and so we can put in real space our thoughts.
All right. You head up to the library. You pull out a current map of the world. You spread it out. Evangeline has, of course, her maps from Shaji, where she copied over the ancient maps and things like that if you should need those. Um, and
I'll
you
also
begin.
lay out my stuff again.
All right. You lay out some of the stuff, the cards, things like that, and the key. You have the key there. And you begin to mark out some of the places that you feel you might need to go. Or some of the places that has been brought to your attention at least. There's Yashul. There's been unrest in Yashul. There's the Great Slab, which Evangeline does believe that that is where you will need the key, and that's quite possibly where you might complete the key card. There's White Lake, that has been now brought to your attention that King Humi may be a target of Funes. There is, throw out some of the other things. There is, of course, if you want to go back down to it, it is
Can we
Castle Aventura is here.
put like circles or something on these places?
Yeah, I can do that. Draw. Circle.
And like Fix is taking little like chess pieces and placing it on each of the locations on the map as they go
do
through.
like a really bold color, like a red or something.
You want red? I was trying to think of one that would come out. Do you? Oops.
Yeah, I want something that will stand out.
Okay. All right. So here is key. Oops. Here is key. Oh, geez. Hello. Undo that. That is not a circle.
I do
Give me a
not see
circle.
that.
Okay. Here is key.
Circle gets the square.
Over here.
Okay.
That's a very big circle.
Yep.
Castle Aventure was one. We got the Great Slab. Whoop. That's a very big circle. We got, I can't do this right apparently. We got Yashul is there. White Lake is here. What are some of the other places? Oh, the Ogorok has been mentioned. That's there.
Where? Oh, there. Okay.
What was it that we heard of Castle Aventure?
That's just one of those places that you were like, oh, we should check that out because there might be something there. It was just mentioned in passing.
Where is? Oh, that's the one that's right below the Great Slab. Yashlin.
Yashul.
Sure.
Yashul.
Nobody knows where Yashlin is, but Yashul is the oldest or the newest old city. That's what your book said. That's all you have from Yashul.
Well,
Well,
there's a whole bunch of places out there in the
Yeah,
Steadfast or the Beyond or whatever.
Yep.
What do we know that place as on the other side of the mountains?
It's beyond the Steadfast. And you know that your mother went this way somewhere. To the northeast ish. Because there's dragons.
wait. You had mentioned something in your prophecy about dragons, Evangeline.
Mm-hmm. The Patra, the second stanza of that last prophecy.
Yes. The second stanza says, "There also a key for a lock that hides upon the altar where she abides. Aid her return to Claston's side."
When I did looked up information in the Book of Knowledge, Claston, you know,
Yeah, Claston.
Sea dog.
is that right?
Yeah.
He is the
Sea
son.
dog.
He's the son of the gold dragon.
Also known as the Great Dragon.
The great dragon. And
Then, if the Great Slab is tied to that, I think I know where my mother may be heading. If that's where the dragons are returning.
So we should go to the Great Slab first, or the
if
not.
the dragons are
The
returning,
not so great slab.
since that's on the great slab is where the where they tributes to the dragons were made, which is where we believe the betrothed, the right son. All of this has been bits and pieces here and there. That's where the key needs to go to release her so that she can return to Claston's side.
Are we really sure we know what we're releasing?
Nope, but we never do.
We never do.
Okay.
Why start now?
Simple question.
So,
And I believe that that might complete the key card.
I start looking around in the library for information on the Great Slab.
Okay.
It has to do with dragons and who his mother is, and well, figured she'd have an extensive library of that. And if he has to go like to her personal library, he would.
Yeah, you find a book that talks about areas of beyond the steadfast and whatnot. And the northern area does talk about the Great Slab a little bit. You've heard the information in this book before that it was toward the end of the Second Age when the world was basically attacked, cities destroyed, things of that nature. Also, nature was attacking the world. The Great Slab actually had rose from the ground as the world was shaking and whatnot, and split in half. And it was only known as the Great Slab after the fact because it looks like a gigantic slab from the ground anyway. But nobody can traverse the walls because they're unclimbable. Your mother's personal library, you find a handwritten journal in your mother's personal library that when you start to open it up, it says stories from Seti. And
Seti is the name of her companion.
the name of her Drake. Yep.
Okay.
And it says stories from Seti. And you see that it was, there's dates on it that's quite some time ago. Like your mother was young still when this started coming through. And you read in there about the great dragons of the world, and they used to be all over the world. They would scatter across the world. They kind of ruled their own domains. But as time went on, they diminished and they localized or centralized in the northern area of beyond the steadfast. And when they centralized there was probably, you're figuring maybe the first stage, toward the end of the first stage is when they kind of started going up there, according to the stories Seti was giving your mom. And you read a little bit about how the dragons would rely upon the sacrifices offered by the people. And eventually, about the middle of the Second Age, or toward the end of the Second Age, a great dragon, a great gold dragon, came forward and took control of all of the dragons, like became the de facto leader of all the dragons, and made a deal with Bona to bring peace throughout the land. The great gold dragon by the name of Aurelius. Aurelius. Yeah, that'll work. Aurelius. Aurelius. The great gold dragon made a deal with Bona to bring peace.
Does that sound like its actual name or its true name?
It seems like that's the name it went by.
Okay.
Whether it was the true name or not, that's unsure.
Okay. I will put that back where I found it. The information that I got from the books, do I feel that it is descriptive enough to try to teleport there?
Probably not descriptive enough of a location.
Mhm.
If Aurelius is still alive, you might actually be able to locate Aurelius. Or there would be a small percentage that you might be able to teleport to Aurelius, oddly enough. But probably not to the Great Slab itself.
You guys want to gamble?
Sure, why not? By the way, does anyone know what this mirror is? I'll take it out.
Is it magic, Kadath?
You are muted, but I'm assuming you're doing your
I'll
detect
check.
magic.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's all right. Yes, indeed, it is magical.
I'll extend my hand. Can
Where'd
I
you
see
get
it?
Sure, you can see it. See?
My
No,
hand is out. I have to touch it to be able to identify it.
Oh,
See?
okay. No problem.
I'll cast identify.
Must I? You will identify this as a. Wait a minute. Let me read to make sure I got the right spell. You will this will identify as a mirror of augury.
I knew her.
It's augury's mirror.
I will hand it back and tell him what he has.
It can be used once per long rest, under the DM's discretion if it gets abused. It is not in D&D Beyond because I did not put it there.
Okay, no problem.
Hmm.
That's like reading the future, isn't it?
Almost. Shall I read to you what augury does?
I can look it up.
Okay,
Are you going to put it in D&D Beyond?
I will when D&D
Okay.
Beyond decides to work.
No problem. It's on vacation. Yeah, I saw someone trading this in town for a bag of money, and then I hold out the bag of money.
My character
Then I-
finally loaded.
Then I'm going to pour it into my hand and see how much I actually have.
When you pour it into your hand, you discover you have 500 gold.
Cool. Someone thought this thing was worth some money.
It's because it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine
So,
if you were going to a casino and you could ask the gods whether or not your fortune will be weal or woe.
then I know whether to bet on the dice or against them. Okay. Well, I have now the mirror and I have the money. And they have no idea what happened. They shouldn't be doing that in this town.
So,
And I just smile, pocket it.
so do you think it would be a good idea or a bad idea if we teleported to the Great Dragon?
I think it would be an idea. Oh, good. Yeah, good idea. Good idea. Yeah, that.
Evangeline,
He probably has money he can give away too.
please don't steal from him.
What do you take me
Go
for,
ahead.
an idiot?
What is an ancient gold
Aaron's
dragon
sitting there
anyway?
saying, "Yeah."
An ancient gold dragon? Yeah.
Would it be a good idea? I would rather go if I had something to offer to preserve my life.
Well,
I give to you this golden.
based on I guess the question is, would Fix know that based on lore, golden dragons are considered good?
Having Arias as your mother, you would get the general sense that Metallic dragons are usually good, and chromatic dragons are usually quite selfish.
They're
Not
very colorful.
necessarily evil, but selfish.
All right. Rather
And
than
of course,
try,
there are the few outliers that don't fall under that, but
right.
as a general rule. But you do know the stories that he brought peace too. So
No.
Pizza.
pizza, pizza, pizza.
Only people from the Dayton area would know that one.
Right.
I'm tempted for us to try to reach him. We might end up in the bottom of the ocean, though.
I can swim.
You are
Oh, you meant
muted.
figuratively. Oh, okay.
Looking at that picture again,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at the city that's kind of come up in the background
Okay.
and see if I can maybe find any defining
Something unique.
something unique.
Like you and me
Roll me
and everybody else.
your investigation, because you're going through this with a fine-tooth comb, though we don't know what fine-tooth combs are.
That's a 25.
25. Okay.
You can brush up on that knowledge.
As you're glancing over the city, you see you see looking through the city, as you look really closely and you kind of focus in, you see a glint kind of in the center of the city that seems tall. It looks like that there is a golden bell in the city, high in the city. You've not seen any other cities with a golden bell. It's fairly unique. You've not seen any cities with something like this. So, it is unique.
I will share that image of the bell in the city. I don't know if this city still exists, but I'm pretty sure that all of this is associated in some manner with the dragon.
Perhaps the bell was used to call the dragon in times of need.
Perhaps.
Sort of like the
Would
bat
a dragon
signal.
be beholden to actually answer?
If they have agreed that a place is under their protection. And if I'm
I
not
guess
mistaken, some of them are quite stringent on the laws. So if they have taken a place under their protection, they will do everything that they can to be beholden to that protection.
Noted. Learn something new every day.
Or it could just be a bell.
Metagame, I know.
Or it could
Right.
just be a bell. You're right.
As I'm looking at the picture, is there any more movement going on in this picture? Or has this picture ceased to move?
The picture seems to have ceased to move.
I don't know if that'll help pinpoint a location.
So you share the image,
Mhm.
basically, mentally. That's the closest image she's got to a city.
Mm.
At least maybe it'll keep us out of the ocean. I feel my chances are better.
I don't mind
Perhaps.
the ocean so much.
Kadath, you've been pretty quiet. What are your thoughts on the matter?
Overall, I think we need to do the things on the cards, but
But do we have to do them in the way that the gods want us to?
have
they
to
actually
know.
said how they want them done?
But exactly, we don't know what that is necessarily because they haven't ever given us clear direct direction on that. It's always been, here's these cards, figure it out.
Isn't this interesting?
Yeah,
Mm.
it's more like, here's these cards. Okay.
Mm.
Now what? And there's been nothing.
Figure it
So
If you don't figure it out, the world will end.
but we weren't even told that. We were just told or we weren't even told here's these cards. We were just given a bunch of cards.
Maybe if you do figure it out, the world will end.
Right?
that possibility exists.
Well,
So
We're kind of, winging it.
yeah, it's kind of a crapshoot on.
well,
6 is my point.
So I think we pick what we think is going to be most likely to be useful, and
Which wouldn't be one of us. Oh, useful.
go with it and see what happens.
well, I always wanted to meet a dragon then.
To Oz.
To us.
I will begin. I'll straighten up, make sure nothing's like left out, so that people could decipher what they had decided or where they were going, things like that. And let me make sure of something before we do this. Up to 8 willing creatures. Okay. That I can see. Cool. Evangeline, would you like to go give Gavian a smooch before we leave?
Of course.
I'll clean up. You go say your farewells and tell him to do what I asked him to do.
I will go see Gavian.
All right,
I'm gonna go to the kitchen and grab a few things before we go.
go for it. You find Gavian Up in his room, he's digging through like a chest, and he seems to be searching for something, and he hears you come in. He stops. He's like, "Hey, you heading out again?"
Yeah,
All right. Be careful.
I will. And he asked that you not forget to do what he asked you to do.
I heard.
Don't forget to do the laundry.
I'm working on it. I'm actually looking for a stone that I can send Vanessa a message, actually. I'm working on it.
I hope to be back soon. I'm sure he'll figure it out if you can't find it.
Well, we'll get it. We'll get it there. I'll get it. And he'll give you a smooch, and he'll give you a big hug and a
I will give
smooch.
Scrooge back.
Y'all do your things. You get back to the library, and a few minutes later, Evangeline comes in.
He's working on it. Your brother is a
Working
He's
on
working on it.
I'll just smirk. I trust that he is, but it might carry more weight if you relayed the message as well. So thank you.
You're welcome.
If everyone's ready, I will cast the spell, keeping in my mind the dragon's description and name and the city.
And the city.
They are linked, so the bell specifically.
Okay. All right.
You want me to roll?
I need you to roll. Percentile.
Rock.
All right.
I know that there's a table in here for this.
There is. Do you want me to bring it up? It's in my spell list. So
Sounds good, because I can't find my player's handbook. Oh, there it is.
I see it right there.
Well,
would it be it would be associated object, very familiar, seen casually, viewed once, description.
probably viewed once.
Okay. So it 1 to 43 mishap, 44 to 53 similar area, 54 to 73 off target, 74 to 100 on target.
Okay.
If it is off target, we appear at a random distance away from the destination in a random direction. Distance off target is 1d10 times 1d10% of the distance that was to be traveled.
Are you reading off target because that's what you rolled?
Oh, I thought I was rolling it.
Oh, no. You are rolling it.
Yeah, I haven't rolled anything yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you are.
No, I was just giving you the information.
Gotcha,
Sorry.
gotcha.
Sorry. No, I was like, no, I was reading it so that you knew if it happened.
Gotcha.
All right. 94. I'll take it.
94. Nicely done. You teleport, and all of you feel this queasy. You almost feel torn in multiple directions. But as he focuses in a little bit more on the bell, you suddenly feel yourself kind of pop out in the middle of a forest. It's like heavily, like massive underbrush, huge trees, hardly any path whatsoever. You find yourself pop out in the middle of this forest, and you do see a little hint of a piece of gold sticking out of the ground. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Unacceptable.
Well, we've been going to 10 o'clock a lot, and I figured, you know, between Senior needing a shut-eye and Rhonda needing her shut-eye, we should probably
You
find a
thought
good
we'd sleep
spot to
on it?
stop. Yeah, you need to sleep on this.
Ooh. God,
You did
yeah,
say
I
you were
need shut eye
tired.
as well. Yep. All right.
All
Well
right.
then.
So, so that is where we're going to end tonight's session. So those of you who are watching, thank you for joining us. Be sure to like, subscribe, share the video, turn on the notifications so you know when we're live next week. And check out our website, dndaddjokes.com, where you can find our upcoming events and other things such as the Town Crier, so you can catch up on things that's happened in this campaign, or the GM Corner if you want some advice about some things, or just want to see what I think. And yeah, just check it out. I think that's it.
Well, one other thing, link to the website and our socials are in the description.
Yes. Thank you. I keep forgetting about that. All right. We're out of here. We'll see you next week.